This is the Louie Tee Network.
I'm ready for some football. I don't know about you. Who else could it be but your man Lou? Yeah.
Overtime! So we head to overtime.
Damn. When it's not going right, it's not going right. Forgot to change the picture on the intro. It's been that kind of night, man. It's been that kind of night. You would have thought I was a damn Texans fan. It's been that kind of night. Welcome. I'm at a loss for words. Honestly, I am. Who else could it be but me? Your man, Louie Tee. Welcome to the program. I'm pissed off, man. Welcome to Thursday Night Football overtime. What the hell was that? That wasn't even a football game, man. That was straight garbage. And I don't know who to be more upset at. Myself for doubting Bill Belichick yet again. And could you blame me though? I mean, seriously, Jacoby Brissett stinks. Right now, I don't know what he'll be in the future, but he's not ready to play in the NFL right now. They put together the most simplistic game plan they could, and they had to. I mean, literally, they didn't even have a whole week of preparation. They had essentially 3 days to install an offense that would tailor to his traits and characteristics and give him the best opportunity to give them the best opportunity to win. And you saw some college read option type stuff, little trickeration with the hand and a little bit of fake handoff, bootleg, Texans bit it, hook, line, sinker, 27-yard touchdown run. I mean, he was 11 of 17, 11 of 18, 11 of 19 for barely 100 yards. He didn't do anything in this game. But yet, the Texans, it's almost hard for me to explain what I saw tonight because it didn't make any sense. It's almost like instead of them being over-aggressive because you've got a guy that has no business playing right now in his rookie season, instead of them being over-aggressive saying, hey, look, man, we're going to try to put their dick in the dirt tonight. I mean, we really going to come after them. We're going to try to put some scores up early, put some points on the scoreboard, really pressure these guys into making some mistakes, maybe make them do some things they don't want to do in this ball game. And instead, they came out scared. They came out passive. We're going to talk about the Texans because this was a bitch-ass performance by the Texans. They came out and performed and played like some bitches. And it starts with Bill O'Brien coming out being passive as hell. It was almost like he was scared of his mentor. He was scared of Bill Belichick. He smelled that Foxborough air and he curled up in a goddamn fetal position. That's what it felt like. That's what it looked like on TV. Maybe it was something different. Maybe I missed something. Maybe they had a totally different game plan in mind and it just didn't work out because of the fumbles on special teams. Maybe everything that they had drawn up would have worked had they not had the turnovers. I don't know. I'm just telling you what it looks like. When you come out on the first third down, on the first possession of the game, 3rd and 8, and you run a draw handoff? Wait a minute. Do you have the 4th round quarterback? third-round quarterback that's a rookie that's not supposed to? Do you have that guy under center? Because it seemed like you did. Didn't seem like the Patriots did. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Welcome. If this is your first time on the program, see, I'm all out of sorts. My intro was all jacked up. The game was all jacked up. My picks are now all jacked up. I'm hot. I'm hot under the collar right now. Pissed off. So let me reset the program, man. Damn, I'm all out of sorts. Okay. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Thursday Night Football Overtime. Patriots tear the Houston Texans a new asshole 27-0. We're going to jump into the breakdown here in a second. But before we do that, if this is your first time on this channel, Louie Tee Network, welcome. Subscribe to the channel, Louie Tee Network, on YouTube for more great content now and into the future, as we're going to break down every single game in the National Football League here on this channel, whether it's lockdown coverage, Thursday, Sunday, or Monday Night Football overtime. Your man Louie T is covering the entire National Football League like a blanket. So come and join me. Subscribe to the channel. Also on Twitter, @InTheLabRoom is the Twitter handle. Make sure you follow me. I was tweeting all throughout this game, and I had a blast. Literally, that's what kept me sane during this game, was tweeting back and forth with you guys out there, because this game had no nutritional value, okay? This was nothing but sweets. And I didn't have a sweet tooth tonight, man. I was looking for something with nutritional value, man. I was looking to get some fruits and veggies and all of that good stuff. I'm supposed to get some grain in my diet tonight, man. All they fed me tonight was chocolate, pure, unadulterated chocolate, man. And it's not Halloween. I was not looking for that. I needed something with nutritional value. I got none of it tonight, man. Nothing in this game had nutritional value, and it was all because of the Texans. Also, I'm on Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Give me that thumbs up. And let's jump into this breakdown, man. I'm jumping straight into this thing. Let's get into likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe. Like, dislike, banana in the tailpipe.
What y'all, the second team?
We're the first team.
Yeah, we're not gonna fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
So, I know you guys, and I'm already looking at the comment section, and you already going in on my man Brock Osweiler. We're going to talk about that, because this was not an indictment on Brock Osweiler, okay? So, I don't really know what you guys are looking for from Brock Osweiler. I don't know if you think that he's supposed to be some type of magician, pull a damn rabbit out of his hat, pull a W out of his helmet, when the head coach is behind him saying, no. Run the football on 3rd and 8. No. Run the football on 3rd and 5. How the hell are you supposed to win when your coach won't even let you throw the goddamn football on 3rd down? The hell is this we talking about here? Let's get to the likes in the first half for the Texans. Let's start with the color rushes. I thought the Patriots, theirs was nice. We talked about this on this program. Matter of fact, we talked about it on Louie T Live last week, on the week 2 edition of Louie T Live, about the color rush uniforms. I told you one of the favorite ones I had was the Patriots, and they look good. The Texans look like a standard operating uniform, something that they would wear if they felt like it. White on white. Didn't really do much for me, so wanted to mention that. But the only like I had in the first half was Nuke. That was it. I mean, he made some tough catches. He made them look easy. And then on the third catch, I love when these guys, the mic comes on temporarily and you can hear some of the audio from them on the field, and he catches a pass where Logan Ryan is literally holding one of his arms, and it should have been pass interference. And he gets up after he makes a catch one-handed, and he looks back at the referee and says, "God damn, what is you looking at?" I love Nuke, man. The guy is a beast, and I didn't think he got enough targets tonight, honestly speaking. And I know the Patriots, they took it upon themselves, and this is what Bill Belichick does. He says, look, I'm going to take your best guys, and I'm going to take them out of the game, man. You're not even going to get to use them. And so the deep ball wasn't happening tonight. They had both safeties over the top, which I thought should have made them use the middle of the field more, because those safeties were splitting the field. If I'm the Texans and I see that early in the game, that you're going to use your safeties over the top, I'm taking both my receivers and I'm splitting them out wide and I'm running them deep. and I'm going to open up the middle of that football field because there's no safety there. You're going to ask a linebacker, you're going to ask Jamie Collins to cover all of that space. He can't do that by himself. And I'm going to manipulate the middle of that field, and I'm going to eat their ass alive over the middle of the field. Run those boys deep. Make them take their safeties deep. Take those corners deep. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat the middle of the field up. And the middle was there. You had a Will Fuller drop later on in the game that I'm going to talk about over the middle of the field. The middle of the field was there to be penetrated. But like I said, Bill O'Brien didn't want any part of offense tonight. He didn't want any offense. Let's get to the Patriots and their lights for the first half. The game plan. It was beautiful. It was masterfully crafted and beautifully executed. Okay? They knew what they had in Jacoby Brissett, and they understood that they were at a distinct disadvantage with him at quarterback because this Texas defense is good. The Texas offense hasn't reached their apex yet. They still got a lot of work to do, as we saw tonight. And again, I'm not putting any of what happened tonight on that offense. That was play calling. That was Bill O'Brien being a bitch tonight. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But the game plan was simple for them. We're not going to put Jacoby Brissett in any compromising positions. We're not going to throw the football a bunch tonight. We're going to make sure he's comfortable back there. And I love the fact that they implemented some things that would make him comfortable. Let's get him outside the pocket. Let's run him a little bit. Let's give the Texans a little something extra to think about. And that one run where he fakes the pitch and runs, basically an option, it worked to perfection. Got the Texans thinking a little bit. Then the next possession after the fumble by James, boom, they run another fake, this time a beautifully executed fake handoff, and he comes out the back door and there's nobody home. And he said, oh, don't mind if I do. And he scampers into the end zone. So it was a great game plan on the part of the Patriots offensively to make sure that they had 5 different guys run the football in the first half of this game, okay? You saw what the impetus was going to be and you saw what they were going to do from an offensive standpoint. They're going to run the football, and they're going to do it in a number of different ways to keep the Texans off balance, whether it's Edelman on a jet sweep, LeGarrette Blount out of the backfield, Jacoby Brissett keeping it himself. They were going to a damn reverse to your tight end, Martellus Bennett. I mean, are you kidding me? They were finding and inventing and creating ways to run the football. So I love the game plan on the offensive side. And then on the defensive side, they said, we're not going to let you beat us deep. That's what you've been doing all season long thus far. In the first 2 games, you've been getting deep balls down the field and creating chunk plays. We're not having that. If you're going to beat us, you're going to matriculate the football down the field. You're going to drive this football 13, 14 plays, and you're going to have to play mistake-free football. You know how hard it is to drive the football 13, 14 plays without making a mistake, without an incompletion, without a penalty, without a drop ball, without pressure, without something going wrong in that possession. And that's what they were counting on. You're going to have to drive it the length of the field and dink and dunk and take your time and not make a mistake. Play mistake-free football. We're going to see if you can do that all the way down the football field, and they couldn't. And that was a great game plan by the Patriots. Again, I don't know why I doubted. I'm such a dummy. I'm such an idiot for doubting Bill Belichick. And I've had Patriots fans tell me, stop doubting Bill B. And I said, I know you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm going to stop. And then they threw me another bone. They said, I'm going to give you a third string quarterback this time. A rookie third string quarterback that has no business playing. What you going to do now? You really going to pick the Patriots against the Texans defense? You really going to do it? They tested me, man, and I failed the goddamn test. Again, I knew the answers to the test, and I still failed the goddamn test. I'm ashamed of myself. Forced fumble and converting it into a touchdown. Classic Patriots. You make a mistake, you pay for that mistake. Nobody does it better in the business. You make a damn mistake, you're going to pay for that mistake. Especially when those boys are at home, man. Make a mistake. I dare you. I double dare. I triple dog dare you. Make a mistake against the Patriots in Foxborough. Think you're going to get away with it? How you going to fumble a kickoff? You think you're going to get away with that? Man, you better take your ass back to Houston with that nonsense. Jamie Collins, man. God damn, Jamie Collins is a monster, man. That pick, he made that look easy, made it look routine. Caught that football like he was a damn receiver. Jamie Collins dropped in. He's so comfortable out in space. He's a freak, man. I love me some Jamie Collins. That tackle on 3rd and like 5 on Grimes out of the backfield. Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? Jamie Collins, man, stop your nonsense, Jamie. You didn't have to do those boys like that tonight, man. They were already down 20-0. You ain't have to do them like that, man. Great special teams in the first half from the Patriots is my last like, man. Give some credit to Allen. Bill Belichick loves his left-footed punters. And Allen is another left-footed punter in a long line of left-footed punters that he's had throughout his career. And this guy was dropping them inside the 15-yard line. And part of the great special teams, we know about the forced fumble in the first half of James, the corner, and that allowed the Patriots to get their first touchdown of the game. But what about Allen dropping those punts in there, forcing fair catches with high hang time? And the Texans, they moved the football early in this game. But the problem was every possession was starting at the 10, at the 11, and at the 10. They had 3 possessions in that first half that started like this, 11, 10, 11. And when you start inside your own 15, right, and you pick up 3 first downs and you don't get chunk plays, which I told you was a brilliant game plan on the part of the Patriots, which was you're not beating us deep, you're not getting chunks. You'll get 8, we'll give you 6 underneath, and then we'll come up. We'll give you 9, but you're not getting 15, you're not getting 26, you're not getting 40, which is what you've been getting the first 2 weeks of the season, which is what you got against the Bears, which is what you got against Kansas City last week. You're not getting 43-yard plays in this game. You're going to have to work your way down the field. And so when you get 3 first downs, which is what the Texans were doing, you find yourself right around the 40-yard line. You look up, you're like, man, we're moving the football. And you're only at your own 40-yard line. You know how demoralizing that is? They didn't have a single play in Patriots territory in the first half. And that's what great special teams can do to you. It can make you work a lot for nothing. 3 first downs on those first 4 out of those first 4 possessions. They were moving the football with the Texans. They just couldn't get it past midfield because they were picking up first downs, but they weren't getting a bunch of chunk plays, and they were pinned so deep that they had to work so hard just to get a couple of first downs, just to get the football into a position where they could feel more comfortable. And by then Bill O'Brien, for some inexplicable reason, is like, oh, we're right around midfield. Let's run a draw on 3rd and 8. Yeah, that sounds, they'll never expect that. A good old draw on 3rd and 8. How about another draw on 3rd and 5? You think they'll know it's coming again? They won't expect us to run another draw. The hell is wrong with you? Dumbass shit. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Can't believe Bill O'Brien came to Thursday Night Football with some dumbass tactics like that. Wasting my goddamn, I got better stuff to do than to watch you throw up all over your goddamn self on Thursday night. Let's go to the dislikes, man, for the first half for the Texans. 3rd and 8 run. First thing in my goddamn notes. Second possession of the game. 3rd and 8. Not 3rd and 18. Not 3rd and 28. 3rd and 8. You looking for a tie tonight? Is that what you were trying? You were trying to tie? You didn't want to win. That's a play not to lose. You're not playing to win. Cue up the Herm Edwards, man. You play to win the game. Well, damn it, you won't playing to win. You look like you were looking for a tie tonight. Charles James fumbling the damn football on the kickoff. He pissed me off tonight. Sit your dumb ass down, man. All that talking he do, talking. Hold on to the goddamn ball. It's 3-0 at the time of that fumble. Texas defense doing what they need to do. And all of a sudden, you fumble the damn ball. Change the whole complexity of the game. Bill Belichick was like, shit, we up 10-0. We about to squat on this lead. Bill Belichick got the football back with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first half. And you know what he said? We running to halftime with this. He said, the hell with trying to get more points. We up 10-0. Bill B on the other sideline running draws on 3rd and 8. We got the goddamn football game already. 10-0. Game is over. The minute Charles James fumbled the damn football, this game was over. It was done. Osweiler throwing an interception. Tried to fit it over the middle of the field. He was being greedy. Okay, the Patriots had already decided. They predetermined when you were going with the football tonight. Okay? When they drop into that deep zone like that, and then you actually, and it's funny because watching my team, the Redskins, we don't execute zone drops well at all. And so guys are running wide open on 3rd and 11, catching 14-yard passes. And it was just refreshing to see another team struggle with the same simple concept of dropping to the sticks on 3rd and long. The Texans got the Patriots pinned deep in their own territory on 3rd and 15. And they let Julian Edelman catch a shallow crosser and then turn up the field and get 16. So that was fun to watch. It's good to know my team isn't the only one that struggles with playing the sticks and coming up and making a sound tackle and getting off the field on 3rd downs. It's good to know that my team isn't the only one that struggles with zone drops. And the Patriots aren't one of those teams. They're well coached. They know where the sticks are. So if you try to force something in over the middle on a dig route, this isn't the Redskins. You don't get a 14-yard completion on 3rd and 11 because your linebackers are playing at 7 instead of 11 where they should be. You don't get to fit that in. When you're playing the Steelers, you don't get to fit that in. Ryan Shazier picks that off. You playing the Patriots, Jamie Collins picks that off. When you play the smart teams, the well-coached teams, you don't get those freebies on 3rd down. You get interceptions like the one Jamie Collins turned in there. Osweiler can't fit that football in there. You got to be smarter right there. 3rd and 2. Too damn conservative. I wrote this in my notes. 3rd and 2. What they do? Run the football. That was the theme of the night. Bill O'Brien, you bitch. God, you pissed me off tonight. And you just sat over there and looked like you pissed me off tonight. Field position. Last dislike in the first half. It's really not much you can do when their punter is dropping them right there and you got to fair catch it. Their gunner is right there in your grill. He's getting some beautiful hang time. Your field position was garbage all night long. All night long, all night, all night long, all night. Field position was garbage all night long, especially in that first half. Let's get to the Patriots' dislikes for the first half. I have none. You know why? Because the Texans didn't force the issue. They came out, did the Patriots with a beautiful game plan, both on the offensive and defensive sides of the football. They executed them to a T, which is a hallmark and a staple of a Bill Belichick coach football team. They come out well prepared, and they come out and they execute. Matt Patricia said, look, man, y'all not beating us deep tonight. Y'all not beating us deep tonight. Josh McDaniels said, hey, man, we going to run the football over and over and over. And every now and again, we going to throw it. Little short, intermediate passes. We ain't going to try nothing crazy, nothing freaky, nothing that's going to get the young fella in trouble. We're going to keep it nice and simple tonight, man. See if y'all can deal with that. And if we got to win this game 6-0, we will. They were planning on kicking a bunch of field goals and just getting by tonight. And the Texans offered up some extra help that they didn't know was coming, but they welcomed it. They said, oh, hell, a fumble. We'll take it. Thanks. Appreciate that. Oh, another fumble. You're too kind. Really, we were good with just one. You gonna give us another one? Appreciate it, man. Thanks. Damn, we really appreciate it. No, seriously. You gonna run it on 3rd and 8? You gonna run it on 3rd and 5? You gonna run it on 3rd and 2? Hey, Bill, man, you didn't have to do that, man. Damn, we love you, man. We knew you were still part of the family. You can come back here any goddamn time, man. You always welcome in Foxborough. With that bullshit. Yeah, you always welcome. No dislikes for the Patriots in the first half. They did everything that they wanted to do, and they looked up at the scoreboard and said, we up 10-0. What the hell? Yes. Yes. We winning. And they were really winning. 10-0 felt like 30-0 in this game. Let's go to the second half likes. For the Texans, I have none. There was nothing to like from the Texans in the second half of this game. They were lifeless. They were dead. Bill O'Brien, at the halftime break, yeah, we're going to go in. We're going to make some adjustments. We feel good about where we are. We're only down 10-0. Shut the hell up. You sound stupid. Nothing to like about the second half of this game from the Texans. Dumbass game plan they came in. I don't know what the hell he was looking to do. Oh, we're going to break one of these runs. Really? Second half likes for the Patriots. Opening drive was a thing of beauty. And much like the first half, they were only looking for a field goal. They were like, we got this thing already. If we don't score any points and we just eat up 8 minutes of the clock, we feel good about that. We got 10. They got nothing. And they don't want any points. They're not even trying to score. We good. So that drive in the first possession of the second half, the Patriots was like, look, we just trying to eat up the clock. We want this game to be over as fast as possible. Texans said, you don't got to rush. We'll give you another fumble. You don't got to rush. We got you. You ain't got to eat up the clock. We got you. So what they do? They score a field goal. The Patriots like, we got 13 now. They got to score 2 touchdowns. We got this. Texans said, no, that's not enough. Let me give you another fumble, man. Let me help you out a little bit. Patriots said, don't mind if we do, man. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. You want a fumble? Yo, we'll take it. So what does Tyler Irvin do? Fumbles a football. Patriots said, hey, man, appreciate it, bro. Good looking. Special teams strikes again and capitalizes. And to me, the dagger was when they got the field goal to make it a 2-score game in terms of 2 touchdowns. I mean, 10 was already tough enough with the way the Texans looked in the first half. They looked shell-shocked. They looked scared. They looked like a team that just was overwhelmed by the situation. 10 points was plenty. 13? Oh, my gosh, this game's over. 20? I honestly didn't want to watch any more of the game when it got to 20-0 because I knew it was done at that point. The question was then, are the Texans going to get shut out tonight? That was the question at that point. Not are they going to come back and make some kind of furious run. Nah. You already saw what kind of game this was going to be in the first half when Bill O'Brien went bitch on us and wanted to run on 3rd and 8. Yeah, we already knew what time it was. He didn't want any part of the Patriots in this game. So it wasn't a matter of are they coming back. It's are they getting shut out? And I really honestly didn't care. I didn't want to stick around for that, but I had to. Let's go to the dislikes in the second half for the Texans. Tyler Irvin fumble. I just talked about that. I don't need to beat that horse. It's dead. It's been dead for quite some time now. 2 pass interference penalties in the end zone. Thought the officials blew the first call. I thought the first one, look, man, come on. Really? What are we doing here? That wasn't pass interference. The second one, the corner, Boye was damn near tackling Martellus Bennett before the ball even got there. So that was definitely pass interference. But they shouldn't have even been on the field still because the first one wasn't pass interference. So I thought it was a poor call by the officials. But who the hell cares? It's not like it impacted this game. This game was over before they even scored that touchdown. Will Fuller with a drop. You're going to get one of these. That's his complimentary drop. You're going to get one of those every game, okay? Just get used to that. But he's going to make plays, okay? That one hurt particularly because that was the last-ditch effort. That was the last gasp drive. That was the one where you said, okay, if they get something here, this game may not be over. And they were actually moving the football, but it was another one of these situations where they start their drive inside the 15. So even when they were moving the football, they still hadn't gotten that far up the field. You're like, man, they finally getting something going. And you look up and they're only at the 43-yard line. You're like, God damn, you still ain't crossed midfield yet. You did all of that work and you just at the 43-yard line. And then Will Fuller drops about a 25-yard completion over the middle of the field, which I told you I thought was open all night long. For the most part, not on that interception to Jamie Collins, but I said if you spread these guys out, the middle of the field was going to be open because they took both of their safeties and committed them to the receivers on the outside. They weren't going to let any big plays happen on the outsides. That's why they needed to take advantage of the middle of the field, and I didn't think they did that. I don't think that they drew up any plays to take advantage of what the Patriots were doing defensively, and that's just coaching. And they got out-coached tonight. And they got out-coached thoroughly in every facet of the game, special teams, offense, defense. The Texans were ill-prepared in this football game. They wanted no part of the Patriots. You would have thought the Patriots had Tom Brady out there. They had Jacoby Brissett out there. And the Texans treated them like they had Tom Brady on the field. They were shell-shocked. They were scared. Wasting your timeouts in a game where you're already down, you can't afford to waste your timeouts. And if you were going to make a comeback, hard to do it when you only got one timeout left at the 14-16 mark of the fourth quarter. How you going to come back? You down 3 scores and you wasting timeouts? like I said, it only counts as one loss. That's the good thing for the Texans, is that as ugly and as bad as this loss was, you're 2-1 on the season. You still got plenty of football ahead of you. It only counts as one loss. It is what it is. But this was embarrassing. It's what it was. That's the part that really pisses me off, is that this team wasn't competitive in this football game. They didn't come to play. They didn't come to win. The coaching staff didn't prepare them to win. The coaching staff didn't come to win. They came for a tie. They came not to lose. They didn't come to win. That's embarrassing. Because that Texans defense, they didn't do much wrong tonight. They were innocent bystanders. They were casualties of the offense, and the play calling, and special teams. This defense did nothing wrong tonight. They gave up one play. One play. And that was the Jacoby Brissett run after the first fumble. Out the back gate. Nobody home. That was the only play this defense could actually say, yeah, we effed up there. We effed up. We gave that up. Other than that, they were innocent bystanders. They just got caught in the crossfire tonight. Special teams was effing up. The coaching staff was effing up. And because the coaching staff effed up, the offense looked horrible. And the defense was just like, should we duck? Should we run? Or should we just play dead? They opted to play dead at the end, and then that's when you see LeGarrette Blount running for touchdown. At that point, they were defeated. I put that on the coaching staff, though. They didn't want to win this game. They just didn't want to lose. You know what happens when you play not to lose? You lose. That's what happens. Only dislike in the game for me was Jacoby Brissett missing Chris Hogan on a deep ball. If he wanted to pad his stats, if he wanted to actually look like a competent quarterback, you hit that deep ball. Then your numbers look inflated. Then it actually looks like, wow, he went out and he threw for 175 yards. That could have went for a touchdown. Probably wouldn't have, but it would have been a big play nonetheless. But again, who cares? Nobody cares. At the end of the day, they won 27-0. They blanked those boys. Jacoby Brissett gets the game ball. He gets his first career win on a Thursday night. Feels damn good to me. So there's no banana in the tailpipe. I could go on and on about the Texans and their lack of aggressiveness in this game and them being passive. Of course, that could be the banana. I don't give a damn, okay? You look at my face. Do it look like I care? Huh? I don't give a damn about a banana in the tailpipe tonight. They cost me a game. I'm down one because of that BS they brought to the table. Shame on me for picking against the Patriots. Let's get to where this game was won, man.
Well, wake her ass up! We're gonna win tomorrow!
Winning.
All right, so it's simple for me. Where this game was won, I got two. The first time I knew the Texans were going to lose was on 3rd and 8 on the second possession of the game when Bill O'Brien decided to go draw a handoff. Huh? Wait. What? What? You did what? Draw a handoff? Is this a joke? What are you doing? Oh, he don't want to win. Nah, hell nah, he don't want to win. That's straight out of the bitch book 101 right there. Coach's Guide to Being a Bitch. Page 7. Draw on 3rd and 8. He was reading from the manual. That was the first place where this game was won. The second place was the fumble by Charles James on the kickoff. Once they fumbled that football and the Patriots got an opportunity, because I'm telling you right now, offensively, they were so limited. I don't know if they score on their own by just having to drive the length of the field. If they had to drive 80, 85, 90, hell, even 70, 75 yards, I don't think they could have done it on this night. I just don't. They were so limited offensively that if you would have just punted and made them drive the length of the field, they would have had to have settled for field goals tonight, and it would have gave the Texans a chance. The minute Charles James fumbled that football, gave them great field position, and allowed the Patriots to pull a trick out of their bag. Oh, we in perfect position to pull this little fake handoff out the back door. They didn't expect it to go for a score, but they said, hey, we're going to get something out of this. We're going to get a chunk out of this. Ended up going for a touchdown. From that point on, the game was done. That's what this game was won. Hell, you could even take it a step further. The minute Bill Belichick looked across the field and looked into Bill O'Brien's eyes, it was like Waterboy with the coach across the field. Coach Boyu. Mr. Coach Boyu. When he looked at that coach across the field and he turned into a little baby and he started ducking behind his players because he was scared, because he was being a little bitch. That's when this game was won. When they showed up on the sidelines for the national anthem and he looked across the field and Bill O'Brien made eye contact with him and then looked down, this game was over. He was pissing in his pants already. Let's wrap this thing up, man.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, I've said enough, man. I'm pissed off. I've said everything I needed to say. I got it out of my system. I'm good now. I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you guys want to call in, be my guest, feel free. Phone lines are now open, 757-504-7243. I'm going to read your comments. I'm pretty sure you guys are absolutely lighting it up. And I'm going to defend my man Brock Osweiler. I'm not going to sit here and let y'all tell Brock a new asshole. I'm definitely not going to let y'all do that. So if y'all want to have a Brock Osweiler discussion, I will sit here and have the Brock Osweiler discussion with y'all for the next 20 minutes. If we going to do that. Let me tell y'all right now. Y'all not going to kill my man Brock because he didn't do anything wrong for real tonight. This was all on the coaching staff. They didn't want to win. They just wanted to tie. Got to call him and go ahead and take it. You're on live with Louie Tee Live. Who am I speaking with?
This is Brian.
What's going on, BE, man? Talk to me.
Well, first, on your little stats thing, it shows that DeAndre Hopkins had a touchdown.
It did. Like I said, I was rushing to try to get up here, man. I didn't even change the intro. I was out of line, man. I was all over the damn. I was just all messed up from this game tonight, man.
Do the Patriots go 16-0?
What you say?
I said, do the Patriots go 16-0?
Nah, they ain't gonna go 16-0. They gonna slip up somewhere, but I mean, it's crazy because you thought they would have already lost the game by now, and the fact that they haven't is crazy. And then they're getting Brady back, and you're like, wow, they could be undefeated when they get Brady back. And if that's the case, I'm not saying, I'm just saying they got a tough schedule ahead of them, though. They still got to play Cincinnati. They still got to play Denver. I mean, it's a tough slate ahead of them. Their schedule doesn't get any easier. It just gets tougher as the season goes along. And they always struggle with teams in the division. You know how family business goes. But so much for your 16-0 this week, huh?
They ran the ball on plays they shouldn't have. Like the 3rd and 8, like, really? They're going to run on 3rd and 8? They should have tried to get DeAndre Hopkins involved more. There's 1st and 10 where they should have ran the ball, but they passed like 3 straight times. The Texans did not win them. They tried to lose.
Yeah.
Like, they gave the Patriots every opportunity they could to score points.
I agree. I didn't think that they came out with the mindset of being aggressive in this game. They were looking to be passive. They felt like, okay, they got a 3rd-string quarterback that doesn't belong in the game, so we're just not going to mess up. We're not going to do anything to cause him to mess up. We're not going to do anything to push the envelope. We're just going to sit back and make him beat us. And I'm like, no, you go be aggressive, force the issue, push the envelope, and make the Patriots have to be more aggressive than they came into the game wanting to be. They did everything the Patriots wanted them to do because by them coming out and being passive, it allowed the Patriots to say, hey, if you're going to give us an opportunity to take this game, we thought we were going to have to fight for this one. If you're going to just give it to us, we'll take it.
Yeah, it got ugly fast. Like, when they fumbled it after 3-0, I was like, okay, this game's pretty much over. They're just going to give them the chances.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
The LeGarrette Blount, I think it was a 41 or 47-yard touchdown. It's like, okay, yep, this game's already a wrap.
Yeah.
Now they're just running up the score.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't matter at that point. The Texans had quit. The defense had quit. And like I said, the defense hadn't done anything really wrong all night, other than that one run by Jacoby Brissett to the outside, which was a beautifully executed play by the Patriots. They had done nothing wrong all night, and at that point they had quit. They said, well, "Damn, offense isn't trying. The coaching staff isn't trying. We're done." So at that point it was just pouring a little salt in the wound. That's all that was.
Your special teams fumbles, and then the Patriots have it within like the 30 or closer to the end zone, and you're back to finish the ball. That's going to be a lot harder for you to stop them.
Yeah, and
like they did everything they could.
It's not. I mean, and they actually got to stop, and the officials threw the flag for pass interference in the end zone. I mean, and the first one I thought was garbage. So again, like I said, they did all they could do. It wasn't going to happen tonight because this wasn't a team effort. The defense couldn't win this one by themselves. Not with special teams fumbling the football. So
looks like to go 15-1 and not 16-0.
On to the next one, man. I guess you got to go 15-1 this week.
Yeah.
All right, BE, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Have a good one. Take care.
You too.
No doubt. All right. Let's read some of y'all comments, man. 'Cause I know y'all in here wilding. I know y'all wilding, man. I know y'all wilding. I know it. Bernard543 says, I'm asleep. I just got eliminated from the survivor pool. Hey, look, man, that was me last week. And when I saw your pick, I said, damn, Bernard. Hey, you were thinking the same thing I was thinking, man, which was, how the hell the Texans going to lose this game? I know it's Bill Belichick. I know they at home. I know Bill B is going to come up with some diabolical scheme to get a W. I know this. But not against the Texans defense. Not against them. No, not with a third-string quarterback that's a rookie. You said they got this. I will give you a word of advice, though. I will never, ever pick in a survivor pool against the Patriots. Ever. I don't give a damn. Straight up. That was not a good idea. But I understand the rationale. Got to call them and go ahead and take it. You on with Louie T on Thursday Night Football live. Or, overtime. Who am I speaking with?
Christian.
What's going on, Christian, man?
Oh, man. I was sitting down watching this game, and I knew that the Texans weren't serious when they started pounding that rock with no success over and over again.
Yeah. It's like they came into the game with the mindset of we're going to run the football. Like they had seen something on tape that suggests that they could run at will because they were running the football a little bit more than I thought they were going to come out and run the football in this game.
Exactly. My biggest problem with this game, though, was you signed Brock Osweiler to a big contract. You know that he has a big arm, and you do barely any deep balls.
Well, the Patriots, give them some credit. They took away the deep ball tonight. They had both safeties over the top on both of those big play receivers on the outside. So they came into the game saying, look, it's the same thing that they did essentially to the Arizona Cardinals. Same kind of game plan. I think this one was a little bit more blatant, though. Against Arizona, I think they were aggressive at times, but in this game, they just simply dropped back the two safeties and said, you're not beating us deep. You're going to have to dink and dunk us. And it's the same thing that the Cardinals struggled with in that game, which was just being patient. And Brock was taking what the defense was giving him, but then you get to a 3rd and 5, a 3rd and 8 situation, and your coach says, hey, man, we're going to run. What? We going to do what? We're going to run. Now, I would have loved to have seen Brock go in there and change the play, but I don't know if he has the capability to do that or not. I don't know if he was told, hey, look, run the football. We got this. I don't know what was said to him, but it wasn't a smart move. I know that much.
They need to give him more responsibility with the play calling. If you feel that he's your guy, let him change some plays at the scrimmage. I saw him on the TV trying to change some plays around, but it just ended up pounding the rock on 3rd and 8, pounding the rock on 3rd and 6.
And it's just inexcusable, man. I mean, I don't know what they saw that told them that it was a good idea to run on 3rd and 8. I don't know if they felt like they had a soft box, if they had numbers. Honestly, I don't care. At this point, I'm like, you can't do that. You can't run on 3rd and 8. What are you doing? I mean, it just felt like they were waving a white flag on the second possession of the game, though? Huh. If that's not curious, I don't know what is.
honestly, this team reminded me of when the Browns, when Tim Couch was their quarterback. Just god awful. I mean, on defense, Jadeveon Clowney was invisible the whole night, and he's been invisible to me since his rookie year.
I thought he did okay. There was one play where he forced Brissett to step up, and they were able to get a sack. But yeah, he's been battling injuries. He's actually played okay this year, man. If he can just stay healthy, that's a positive for the Texans. It was a rough night for him, I will admit, and I was just disappointed because they were non-competitive. They came into this game and they looked like they had no intentions of trying to win. That's the part that frustrated me.
They didn't. I mean, when the problem with me is that you're facing a quarterback in his first career start. Overload, blitz, send everyone you have. He clearly he didn't throw a lot of passing yards. And you just, pressure him, give him some pressure.
And you could argue it's all in the philosophy of the defensive coordinator, because some people like to play zone against rookies and make them read the defense, make them figure out where to go with the football, and you're hoping that they over-process what's going on and get sacked or do something dumb with the football, throw into a coverage because they haven't seen it before and make a mistake. But like I said, it's up to the coordinator to blitz or whatever, but at the end of the day, if I'm playing against the Patriots, they don't have a receiver that scares me. They don't have one guy, especially with Gronk being injured and really being in and out of the lineup tonight. They don't have one guy that really scares me, so why not come after him? Jam at the line of scrimmage. They got small receivers. Jam them at the line of scrimmage and go after them. But I think they felt like they could get home with 4 guys, with Clowney and Watt and those guys up there, Merciless. They felt like they could get home with just 4, and they didn't get home. And really, it wasn't even about the defense tonight. It was more about the turnovers and the offense just being really passive tonight, and the coaching staff not making the necessary adjustments to give the Texans a chance to win this game, man. It was a really frustrating game, tough to watch. I'm not a Texans fan, and I'm pretty sure that Texans fans were really disappointed with the effort tonight, as they should have been. This was a tough one to stomach. I appreciate you calling in, Christian, man. I got more calls that are coming in. So have a good one, man. Appreciate you calling in. Look forward to talking to you in the future. Have a good one.
Oh, you too. I love your channel.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Really do.
Have a good night.
Likewise. All right, you guys know the number. Keep calling in. Captain Spartan 04 says, more embarrassing performance, Rams week 1 or Texans tonight? That's a good-ass question, Cap. Boy, you know what? This is way worse. You know why? Because at least the Rams and the 49ers were playing at a time when, hell, nobody was paying attention anyway. Hell, half of the nation was asleep. So you was like, oh, damn. You wake up the next morning, they didn't score any points. Damn, that sucks. At least they actually had a team. I got a call. We'll come back to that, man. You're on live with Louie Tee on Thursday Night Football overtime. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, yeah, man. This is Tyson, dog. The Bling Dynasty.
Oh, what's going on, man? You tried to warn me, man. Are you coming to rub this in my face?
Yeah, man. I tell everyone that thinks against the Patriots, just be careful, man, because because it's always the outcome of us always winning,
You're right, man, and I feel so stupid because you warned me ahead of time. You warned me the last time against Arizona when I made the mistake, and I said, you know what? You're right, and I tell myself this every year. The bad part about this is I tell myself this every year. Every time I think the Patriots are down and they're vulnerable, and I pick against them, this happens. Now, there are the rare cases where I pick against them and I'm right. But those are so few and far between that I should know better. And this was one of those cases where it's not like I'm trusting the Broncos or I'm trusting one of these teams that has the experience and the know-how to get it done. I was trusting Brock Osweiler and Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans. What the hell is wrong with me? I deserve this, man. I deserve this.
Well, the thing is, the people are trying to argue that Brady's a system quarterback, which, if you look at the way Jacoby Brissett played today, he really didn't do all that much.
He didn't. He didn't.
Man, it was like a college offense.
Yeah.
That Belichick was putting out there. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't, it was a couple of little tricks here and there, but I mean, just think of what this offense could look like when Brady comes back with Gronkowski and the two tight ends set, and then Deion Lewis is going to come back after our bye week.
Right.
I mean, this offense is going to be unstoppable. And the one thing I was happy about was how great our defense looked. I don't know if it was the Texas offense that was bad or our defense, but our defense played well last week against Miami in the first half. But then obviously, when you play with elite, you obviously the lackadaisical happened to Carolina in the playoffs against Seattle.
Right.
But I like the way my defense played. It without the Dante Hightower, the second anchor in our linebacker core, next to Jimmy Collins. The thing is, like, we're playing with a college offense, and we just put a beat down on a team that was favored to come into our house and beat us.
Yeah.
There is no excuse. I mean, we're 3-0, and I didn't think we were going to be 3-0. I thought we were going to go 2-2, honestly. And if we were lucky, if we were really fortunate, we were going to be 3-1.
Right.
And to be up here at 3-0 with house money.
House money, man. House money.
Get out their own way. I'm the Patriots fans. I don't see any team being a challenge for us this season. Maybe besides Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's gonna be interesting moving forward because, like you said, you're doing all of this without Brady. He's gonna come back, and he's gonna be pissed. He's gonna come back, and Gronk is gonna get healthy. You're gonna have that two tight end set, like you mentioned. I don't worry about Deion Lewis because Deion Lewis hasn't proven to me that he can stay healthy for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So I don't count on him remaining healthy for the remainder of the season. So I don't worry about Deion Lewis. But if he's able to stay healthy, that's just another weapon. I'm more intrigued with Malcolm Mitchell. If he can continue to develop, that's another weapon because he looked good tonight, and he's looked good this season. And he was open, and Brissett missed him on a play. So I'm thinking to myself, he could add to what Brady has at his disposal. And like you said, the biggest concern I had for this team going into the season wasn't the offense, it was the defense and how good they would be, because I said, who's going to get pressure on the quarterback? But I've been actually pleasantly surprised because they're not getting sacks, but they are generating pressure. They are making quarterbacks move off the spot. So I'm going to be interested to see if this defense continues to evolve as the season moves along, because right now, the way that they're playing, like you said, they've only played one bad half of football, and that was in the second half versus the Dolphins last week. And when you're up 31-3, it's hard not to take your foot off the gas pedal. We see teams do it all the time. And so I'm curious, can this defense continue to play the type of football that they played tonight and played against Arizona and played against the Dolphins in the first half? If they can, and if they do, there's going to be a tough team to beat moving forward. So, damn, I didn't even know that my man wasn't there anymore, but I got another call. I'm going to go ahead and take it anyway. You're on live with Louie Tee Live. You're on live with Louie Tee.
I'm sorry, this is Tyson. I'm sorry, I'm driving. I got disconnected, dog.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn. I didn't even know you were gone. I was talking my ass off. It didn't matter. I mean, everything I said was.
I was at the game. I'm driving back. I just got disconnected.
Oh man, it's all good, man. I was talking my ass off, but it's not like I said, like I was just talking to you.
I was right back when I got.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
man.
but basically, you were talking about our defense. I wanted to say, our defense coming into this season, we have one of the deepest defenses in the league. Injuries have plagued us the last couple of years with our defense, especially last season. But now we have so much depth on the offensive, on the defensive line and the linebacker core. Shea McClellan, and then we got Barkevius Mingo and Long as a pass rusher, and I just feel like the depth of our defense is the reason why I think we should go really far this season and try to depend on our defense.
It's going to be very intriguing. I'm anxious to see how they play when they get down the road and they start playing the tougher teams that play some defense, because you haven't played anybody yet. But it's
everyone's so high on Pittsburgh, man. I really think people are jumping the gun on the Steelers, man. Because I cannot
I'm guilty.
wait.
I'm guilty.
Because Brady loves playing Pittsburgh and he owns them.
Yeah.
He puts a beat down on them every single time he plays them.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
I really hope that my prediction was the AFC Championship game is going to be Pittsburgh and New England.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
I don't
guilty.
really care where it's played.
I'm
I would
guilty.
actually rather go on the road in Pittsburgh and play them because we've done it twice already in our history and we beat them. So I really think the way the AFC's looking out, you know, Baltimore and Pittsburgh are really the only two teams that I see giving us trouble in the playoffs. We all know that the Colts can't do nothing. They can't stop the run like every single season. They have no defense. But like I said, the AFC is every year it's the same regurgitated thing. You know, you got Denver in there and Pittsburgh and New England and Baltimore. It's always the same teams in the AFC. There really is no parity when it comes to the AFC.
Yeah, you're right. It usually boils down to just who's good enough that year. That's the difference. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you calling back in, man. And
Hey, man, thanks, man. Hey, man, I'll shout you out on my channel. Like I said, I'm about to do a hangout myself. So,
Okay.
you know, I'll definitely give you a shout out on my channel, whatever. They let people subscribe to you, whatever, man. I love to show up and listening to you. I was wondering if you were ever going to do the podcast again because I was usually listening to it on my iTunes podcast.
I'm gonna go back to that next year, man. I'm doing so many things with that, and it's gonna be off the hook next year. But I got so many things in the
really,
works.
I appreciate the show, man. I love
no
the
doubt.
show, man.
I appreciate you chiming in, man, and definitely, man, continue to support. Have a good one, man. Take care of yourself.
man.
All right, so that was a Patriots fan, and he had been telling me, stop doubting us, man. When you gonna learn? And I said, you right, man. I'm gonna stop. And I didn't learn, and I didn't stop, and I had to take this L, man. So I deserve this, man. I earned this. I worked for this L that I took tonight. I did that. I deserve that. But back to my man Cap's question. More embarrassing performance. This one or the Rams in week 1. See, the Rams did it when we were asleep. Everybody was knocked out, man. If you was on the West Coast, you had to watch that stuff. You on the East Coast, you said, man, I don't got time for this shit. I'm going to bed. I got work in the morning, man. I don't got time for this. You went to sleep. And good for you. Good for you. The Texans, they just did this against a third-string quarterback, a rookie, on primetime television at 8 o'clock with everybody watching. They threw up all over themselves. This is way worse. Way, way, way worse. Let's jump into this call, man. You're on live with Louie Tee on Thursday Night Football overtime. Who am I speaking with?
It's your man JT.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I was actually working tonight, and I leave my phone in my car, so I'm walking out at the end of my shift. It's like 11:30, and of course, I know nothing about the game. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I know they won. And all I could do was kind of laugh when I felt the score. But, I mean, of course, I can't talk about the game or anything, but I just wanted to talk about a little idea because, you know, all the media does, and even as fans, all we can talk about is quarterbacks and how you have to have a quarterback to win. I feel like the Patriots, Broncos, and Vikings are sitting here like, no, you don't.
Well, look, the Vikings made the trade because they understand you got to have a quarterback. Like, the Patriots couldn't do this all season long. Like, if it's one thing to get by the first 4 games and know that Brady's coming back. He's on the way, you know. It's one thing to do that. It's another thing to have to do it for an entire season. You can't survive the NFL season like this. And they know that. And that's why it's okay to do this once or twice or 3 times in a season, game plan, and figure out a way to get it done. This is exhausting for a coaching staff to have to do this every week. So you can't survive like this in this league. You got to have Jacoby Brissett went 11 of 18 for like 103 yards or something. Like, you can't win like this consistently in the league. They just played a team that wanted no part of winning tonight. They had no desire to win. If they could have tied tonight, they would have been happy with that. They wanted and I know you didn't watch the game. You were spared. You should feel fortunate that you weren't exposed to the garbage that we watched tonight. It was straight trash. And the Texans should be ashamed of themselves because they came out and they had no desire to win tonight. They didn't want to win. They just didn't want to lose. And when you don't want to lose, when you play not to lose, you lose. And that's what happened.
No, I agree. I didn't watch the game, so
yeah.
You know, I kind of laugh. I'm like, you know, because everything and what we think about football says, no, you can't win this game with a third string quarterback.
Right.
And they blow them out.
Yeah, and that's where coaching comes into play. And the Patriots were way more prepared in this game on short notice than the Texans were, and that to me is sickening because you got all your stuff and you should be prepared. They had to go and scrap everything offensively, and they had 3 days to come up with a game plan that would be good enough to win. And the Texans have been running with the same crew the entire season, all offseason, OTAs, and they came out and they looked like the team that had the third-string quarterback. They looked like they were protecting somebody. It was horrible. So, again, I congratulate you, and you're one of the lucky ones that wasn't exposed to the nonsense that we watched tonight, man. So feel fortunate once again. But, yeah, man, I appreciate you checking me out, coming off of work, man. I really do. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to talking to you in the future, JT, man. You take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah, you too as always.
No doubt. All right, so let's get to some more of your comments. Andrew Kim says, I love the signing of Lamar Miller in the offseason, but now I feel like he's going to get the carries, but won't make a huge difference in getting touchdowns and making game-changing plays. I think they're overusing him. Like, I'm looking up every week, and this man's got 20-some-odd carries, and I'm like, that's not how you use Lamar Miller. You know, you use Lamar, get him 18. They got too many backs for Lamar Miller to be toting the rock 25 times. Like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing with Lamar Miller. And you see he got banged up tonight. I mean, he had like 18, 19 touches, 20. I think it was 20 carries for like 81 yards. Then he caught another 5 or 6 passes. You're overusing Lamar Miller. You see the Dolphins never, ever gave Lamar Miller that many touches in a game. It was always that 15 to 20 carry range. And he might catch it another 4 or 5 times out of the backfield. For the Dolphins, really, it was more like 12 to 18 carries, and then he might catch it another 3 or 4 or 5 times in the game. But the Texans are overdoing it with him. And I'm like, you don't have to do this. Like, you got a new toy, and you're acting like you don't have other toys you can play with. Don't forget about Woody, because you got Buzz Lightyear now. Still play with Woody. Still play with Mr. Potato Head. They're still in the toy chest. Go ahead and pull them out. You still got Alfred Blue. You got some other stuff you can use. Don't. The Grimes dude that was in the game tonight, you still got other guys. Don't overwork Lamar Miller, because he will run out of gas on you. He will get injured. So again, I don't feel like the Texans are maximizing what they have right now. They got a bunch of stuff, and they don't know how to use it yet. And that's what happens when you get a bunch of new stuff, is you got to figure out how to use all this stuff. They got a whole bunch of stuff in a box. And on the outside of the box, damn, when you finish putting it all together, it looks great. But they open up the box and there's no instruction manual. They're like, well, damn, how do I put this stuff together? They got to figure it out. You want that end product to look like the box, what it looks like on the outside of the box? You got to start putting these pieces together, man. And they haven't figured it out yet. Let's see. Kyle G says, going hard tonight, man. I was pissed. A, I had to watch this nonsense. B, I got a loss. And C, I know better. So I was really upset. Yeah, you're damn right. I was hot. And for Bill O'Brien to just sit over there like it was all okay. I don't like calling people out of their name. But he went real bitch on us tonight. And I didn't expect that from Bill O'Brien. Not Billy O. Nah, not Billy O. Didn't expect that from him. He went in there like he was scared. Like Foxborough was a daunting task, and the Patriots and the mystique and the aura of Foxborough, it was too much. It's like he went home and he didn't know how to act. It was tough to watch, honestly. Andrew Kim says, most of us thought the AFC South were the most improved division. So far, it's not looking too good. I thought the Texans were the most balanced and had the best chance. And they still, look, this is one game. Don't kill the Texans for this one game. This was one game. They're still, to me, the best team in that division. I thought it would be the Colts before the season started. I'm not going to lie to you, but I didn't know the Colts were going to have this many injuries this quickly. And I actually thought that they had upgraded their offensive line, and they really didn't. I mean, you make one move and you think that it's fixed, and it's really not. They got more work to do on that offensive line. And it didn't help that Jack Newhart got injured, and so they're dealing with stuff on that offensive line. So the Colts still have some of the same issues they had last year, but make no mistake about it, they're still a good football team, and they'll figure it out in Indianapolis when it's all said and done. But the Texans are the most balanced team in that division. They are going to win that division because they are the best team in that division. And I told all of y'all, don't drink the Jags juice. Don't drink it. Put the cup down. And you're seeing that right now. Andrew Kim says, felt like both the Texans and Pats couldn't hold the ball. Both teams fumbled, especially the Texans. Their returner, shaking my head. Yeah, well, at least the Patriots didn't cost them. They recovered theirs. The Texans, unfortunately, didn't recover their fumbles. And it cost them big time. Bernard543 says, doubt the Patriots as well. My main reason why I picked the Texans was because the Patriots had a rookie quarterback with hardly any experience. Yeah. You and me both, man. You and me both. And again, I should know better. I've been doing this long enough to know better. I've seen Bill Belichick take table scraps and make a 4-course meal, man. I've seen him do this before, man. I gave a man dog food and he comes back with a filet mignon. I've seen him do it before. And I know better. I know better. That's the part. When you know better, you do better. And I didn't do better tonight. And I know better. No excuses, man. Should be ashamed of myself. And I am. Sean Hawk says, new to the channel, okay, somebody didn't know. Appreciate it, man. Keep helping them cats out. Andrew Kim says, J.J. Watt pulled a disappearing act on the field tonight. Was nowhere to be found to make impact. Seems like this happens in big games. Well, again, I talked about Bill Belichick. This is what he does. I've watched him do this for years. He takes your best player and he takes the things that you do well and he takes them out of the equation. That's why he's the best, okay? He's not the best for no reason. He's the best because he has a strategy and a philosophy and he follows it to a T. Oh, so you run the football well. Well, guess what? You're not running it today. Oh, so you got a beast tight end. I remember one year, Jimmy Graham was tearing the league up. He said, oh, so you think Jimmy Graham's going to come in here and do that? Oh, we're going to put Darrelle Revis on him. We didn't hear from Jimmy Graham that day. That's what Bill Belichick does. Oh, you like to throw the football. You won't throw it today. Oh, you like to throw it to Odell Beckham Jr.? Well, he won't be getting the football today. I can guarantee you that. That's what they do. They take away what you do best. Oh, you like to run screens. You won't be running those today. Not on my watch. Oh, you got a beast defensive lineman? He's got 18 sacks on the season? He won't get a sack today. We'll triple team him if we need to. That's how Bill Belichick operates. Your best guy isn't going to beat him. Now, if one of your other dudes wants to come off the pace and get him, one of your bench bums wants to do him in, knock yourself out. I'll take my chances with Sammy Coates beating me. It won't be Antonio Brown, though. Antonio Brown won't get me. It'll have to be Sammy Coates. It'll have to be Marcus Wheaton. It'll have to be Eli Rogers, Jesse James. It won't be Antonio Brown. And that's why Bill Belichick has been to 6 Super Bowls and won 4 of them. Leo Cease says, it's time we all just admit it. No disrespect to Shula, Landry, Walsh, Lombardi, and all the other great coaches, but Belichick is the greatest ever, period. You said it, not me. You said it, not me. But I agree. But it didn't come from my mouth. But the man's, he's the best. Simple as that. He may not have the most wins in NFL history that goes to Shula. He may not be the most revered coach that goes to Lombardi. But I'm telling you, man, the game has changed. And it's harder to win in this league than it ever has been. And yet this man, year after year, you can sit here, oh, it's Tom Brady. Look, you need great players to win. Nobody's down that. Phil Jackson didn't win all those championships with a bunch of bums. He didn't win them with B.J. Armstrong. He didn't win them with Tony Kukoc. He won them with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal. Great players and great coaches together win championships. So you can sit here and say, oh, he's got Tom Brady. He's never won without Brady. Brady's never won without him. Obviously, if you separate the two, maybe you don't have the success that they've had. But when you put them together, they're a dangerous combination. And that's what you get. When you put greatness with greatness, you get greatness. It's a simple equation. Greatness plus greatness equals greatness. You didn't hear that one before, have you? I just taught you something new. It's a new equation right there. True words, Leo. True words. Bernard543, punters are important, goddammit. Yeah, man. We belittle special teams all the time, especially punters, because they don't put points on the scoreboard. But the minute they F up, you ready to jump on their back. They shank one. But what happens when a punter goes out and pins a team all game long? Give him some credit, man. Give him some love. And that's what Allen did tonight, man. Give him some love. Enrique Valencia says, after watching Bill O'Brien tonight, does the AFC South have the worst head coaches? Yes. Yes, they do. At some point or another throughout the course of a game, every single AFC South head coach looks clueless. Maybe with the exception of Mike Mularkey, but I don't think he's that great of a head coach. But Mularkey might be the one guy that doesn't look like he's lost on the sidelines. Chuck Pagano always looks lost. Gus Bradley looked like he wanted somebody to take him out of his misery in San Diego over the last weekend when they were getting trounced. All he could do was put his hands on his knees, and he looked like this. Somebody come get me. Somebody please help me. And we saw Bill O'Brien. He just had a blank stare. While his team is getting raped on the field, emasculated, he just sitting there looking around like, I don't know what to do. And it was his fault. He did it. He dug them the hole. So, yeah, I'd have to agree with that statement, yeah. All right. Let's see if we got any more comments. Wow. Texas looked very bad. Brock looked like the chump he really is. LOL. Look, all right, we're going to have this Brock discussion before I go because I told you I'm not going to let y'all tee off on my man Brock. Hold on. Dana Elmore says, no screens, no run plays, no passing. You're going to learn today. And that's essentially what happened today. They didn't do anything. Abraham Lopez says, who wins? Ask Ketchum with Charizard or Bill Belichick with a level 1 Bulbasaur. Did you just ask me a Pokemon question, really? Now, you know what? I could answer that because when I was a little kid, I actually played the game. I didn't watch the show. I couldn't stand the show. But, hey, I would bust your ass on the game when I had the Game Boy back in the day. Game Boy Color. You ain't want nothing, man. I had legendary Pokemon. Boy, I had Luiga. Man, I could have bust some ass. You didn't want nothing. If we linked up with the little cord, see, this is old school. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But just know that Bill Belichick would probably still win with that level 1 Bulbasaur. Don't ask me no questions like that, man. Y'all gonna make me show not only my age, but just how wacky I am, man. Don't do that to me. Don't put me on the spot like that. I can talk Pokemon with you too, man. Don't do that to me. Let's have this Brock Osweiler discussion before I get out of here because I'm not going to sit here and let y'all dog my man Brock like this, first and foremost. All right, so I know a lot of people are upset about Brock and the money he's made and the money he's currently making, which I don't ever get. Why are you upset about another man's money? Okay? It's not like it's coming out of your pocket. You didn't pay for it, so why are you mad? Let that man make his money, man. So I can never understand why you get bent out of shape about somebody else making money. Go make your own money. Don't worry about that man's money. Don't worry about the next man's money. Go get your own money. But anyway, so Brock gets the deal. Everybody's all up in arms. The only reason you should be mad with him getting this deal is because it drives the price up for mediocre quarterbacks. Not saying that Brock is that, but Brock is that because he hasn't proven himself yet. Now that I can't argue with. Okay, Brock hasn't done enough in this league to warrant the type of deal that he got, but he got it. Good for him. Bravo, Brock. Bravo. And that's the state of the league at the quarterback position. Teams have a gun to their head, man. You don't got a quarterback? Pow, you dead, man. You on the concrete bleeding. Gotta get you one. So what did the Texans do after getting embarrassed? What was their score in that playoff game? You remember? What was it? 27-0? It was bad. How many interceptions did Billy Ho throw? I don't know, but it was a bunch. You know what they said? We got to get a quarterback, man. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this. So Brock went out and took advantage of a situation and got paid. Good for him. But if you're mad at Brock, the only reason you should be mad at Brock is because it raises the price for mediocre quarterbacks. So let's give you a little bit of a scenario here. Let's just say, that Jimmy Garoppolo becomes a free agent, which the Patriots would never do. They're going to trade him. They're going to get something for him. But let's just go off the hypothetical that Jimmy Garoppolo's contract expires. And after seeing what he's done, and let's say Brady gets hurt weeks 13 and 14, Garoppolo comes in again, lights it up again, and we don't ever see Jimmy Garoppolo again. Some team out there is desperate. And let's say Garoppolo becomes a free agent after this season. After seeing him 5 times this year, or 4, maybe he plays next week. I doubt it. But let's say that he plays 4 times this year and he's lit it up all 4 times, because the 2 we saw him already, and in this hypothetical in 13 and week 14, he lights it up again 2 more times and doesn't play again. You don't think that some team out there is going to say Jimmy Garoppolo's a starter in this league and not pay him stupid money after watching what Brock Osweiler got out there? You think his agent isn't going to say, hey, our number starts at what Brock Osweiler got last year, and we want to go up. We're not taking the same deal Osweiler took last year. We're going up. That's the only reason you should be mad at the deal Osweiler got. But other than that, you shouldn't be mad at that man making money. Good for him. But if you want to talk about the performance on the field, Brock Osweiler wasn't bad last year in Denver. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. He was good enough. They don't win the Super Bowl without Brock Osweiler. Don't you understand that? You get that, right? Y'all understand that out there, right? You can talk about the defense and how good they were. And if Brock Osweiler isn't on the field, if that's Mark Sanchez, did the Broncos win the Super Bowl last year? I can answer that question for you. If that's Billy Ho, do the Broncos win the Super Bowl? I can answer that question for you. What you think? Brock Osweiler didn't help them win games when Peyton Manning was out? Because he did. They didn't win them games by themselves. Brock Osweiler was balling last year. He played well. So I knew that he could go be a starter. And I know that they didn't look great tonight. And I don't really think it was all his fault. I think that the play calling was horrible. You watched the game. I don't have to tell you that. You saw what was going on tonight. The young man has a cannon. He's smart. And he learned from Peyton Manning. He's only going to get better. It's just like Kirk Cousins. I don't know what Kirk Cousins is going to end up being ultimately, but we've seen what the best of Kirk Cousins looks like. And if he continues to grow at the position, Kirk Cousins can be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. The same can be said about Brock Osweiler. If he maximizes all the potential that he has, he's a lot more mobile than people give him credit for. He's got a big, strong arm. He's a big kid, can see over the line. He's smart. He's learned from the best, one of the best in the game to ever do it in Peyton Manning. Everything is there, all the intangibles. Now it's just about him going out, and he's never done this before. He's never had a team to call his own, okay? It's all brand new to him. It's one thing to come in relief and be a relief pitcher. It's cool to come in the 6th or the 7th inning. But not everybody's meant to be a closer. Not everybody's meant to be a starter. He was a relief pitcher last year. There's not a lot of pressure on that relief pitcher to come in the 6th or the 7th or the 8th inning. Just get a couple of outs, man. You might even only come in for one batter. Lefty-righty matchup. You get out of here now. We're going to put somebody else in. That's all he was last year. Now he's a starter. I need you to go 6 and a third. I need you to eat up some innings. I need you to go a complete game. I don't have any bullpen help tonight. We went 17 innings yesterday. I need you to go the distance tonight. Now it's his football team. And for the first time, he's going to get to experience that whole thing. And now we're going to find out how good he is. And I think you're going to find out that Brock Osweiler is more than capable. If the Texans can go 9-7 with Billy Ho, Brandon Weeden, Tom Savage, ooh yeah. If they can go 9-7 with a collection of garbage at the quarterback position, you telling me that they can't go 9-7, 10-6, 11-5 with Brock Osweiler? Are you kidding me? Stop your nonsense. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, stop your nonsense. Brock Osweiler is not garbage. You're gonna find out. I'm not gonna keep preaching to y'all. Because if you don't like the man, nothing I say is gonna change your mind, obviously. I'm just telling you. He's going to blaze some teams this year. They're going to win some ball games this year. And it's not always going to be because of Brock Osweiler and his right arm. But I'm telling you that this Texans team is better off because they went out and they spent money on the most important position in all of sports. Not just football, in all of sports. The quarterback position. And they're going to be better. This was a little hiccup. Okay, this was a big hiccup. But it only counts as one loss. They're going to be fine. They don't play the Patriots every week. Thank God. So, for all of y'all Brock Osweiler haters out there, go ahead, keep hating, man. This man going to keep stacking up W's like bricks while you hating. Go ahead, keep hating. When it's all said and done, the Texans are going to be in the playoffs. And you can hate then. Watch them in the playoffs. Hopefully your team is not at home watching with you. But I'm telling you right now, they're going to make the playoffs. And Brock is going to show y'all. Like I said, I'm not going to keep preaching to y'all. He's going to show y'all. They probably not going to make the Super Bowl. Hard to ask a man in his first year starting to go make a Super Bowl. We'll see what he does, though. I'm going to leave it up to Brock to prove it to y'all. I'm not going to keep preaching to y'all. All right. So let's see now. With that said, that's going to do it. That's all the comments y'all got. I'm going to check Twitter real quick. You know, it's usually nothing on Twitter. But I'm going to check it anyway. I'm a fair man. Fair but firm. Or is it firm but fair? I think it's firm but fair. Yeah, let's go with that one. Firm but fair. I'm going to check Twitter real quick. Hey, how about that? I actually do got a comment. So let me check my mentions because I already see I got a comment. And I actually have some action over here too. So, hey, how about that? Let's read it. JT WWE 1997 says, have the Patriots, Broncos, and Vikings shown? Okay, talked to my man JT already on the phone, so don't need to read that tweet. So I'm just going to read my other tweet. At Protect Sports 42 says, yo, Louie, after tonight's performance, can you see the Pats repeating 2007 with a 16-0 mark in the regular season? No, I do not. That team in 2007 was special. And what I mean by that was, there was a level of consistency that you're just never going to get from them this year because Brady missed the first 4 games of the season. There was a level of continuity there that from the jump was apparent, and they carried that into the regular season and throughout the entire regular season and into the postseason. But they also had a dynamic offense. This offense could be scary with the 2 tight end set, but that 2 tight end set is going to help them work the middle of the field, get chunks, you know, but it's not like Randy Moss being dynamic. Tom Brady was lights out that year. It was a different animal that year. Defensively, we still got question marks about this team, even though they look damn good right now. I've been very surprised. If you ask me the one surprise with this team thus far is how good they've been defensively. I didn't see it coming, but I don't think they're a 16-0 team. You need a lot of breaks to go your way to go 16-0. You need a soft schedule. You need to be dominant, one or the other or both. They got a tough schedule. The Patriots do. I'm trying to think. Was 2006 the year that Brady got injured and Matt Castle had to play quarterback for them and they went 11-5 and missed the postseason? Because remember, I want to say that 2007 year, they didn't even have a first place schedule that year. I mean, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But if I had to guess, I would say that that was the season that happened. But in any event, the Patriots were dominant that year. Make no mistake about it. I don't know if that's what this is. They're good, though. They're really good. But they got to play Cincinnati. They got to play Pittsburgh. They got to play – I think they play the entire AFC North. They're not running the whole division. They're not going to sweep that division. AFC North, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Baltimore knows how to play them. If it's one team that the Patriots are scared of that has a little bit of kryptonite, it's the Ravens. So the Steelers are no laughing matter. The Ravens are a team that knows how to play the Patriots. And Cincinnati is a team that knows how to play the Patriots as well. So they're not going to sweep that entire division. They still got to play the Broncos. And even though they don't have the same quarterback situation, the Broncos beat the Patriots with Brock Osweiler last year. So, I mean, what are you saying? So that defense is still legit. They can still get to Brady They got some tough games. They're going to lose at some point this season. I don't think they go 16-0. And that is going to wrap this show up. I thank all of you for joining me tonight. It was a very animated and colorful breakdown. And I apologize for my language. Just upset, man. Just really disappointed in the performance. And I hate losing. Like I said, I can't stand losing. And I put myself in that position. Man. And I don't have anybody to blame but myself. Should have known better, but I expected competitiveness, at least. A team trying. We didn't get that tonight. We got a team that rolled over and played dead and allowed the Patriots to run roughshod over them 27-0. That happens in the National Football League, whether big or small. We cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. It's going to do it for your man Louie Tee here on Thursday Night Football Overtime. I will drop my picks tomorrow. I'm already down 0-1, and I got some freaky picks this week, man. This could really turn out to be an ugly week for me if I'm not careful. This could either be a really gutsy week by me, because you know when you try something out of the box and it works, it's ballsy, it's gutsy. Wow, what a call by Jack Del Rio going for 2. That's the type of week it's gonna be for me. Either I'm gonna be ballsy and gutsy for what I did, or I'm gonna be a damn fool. I'm gonna be a dumbass. I got some crazy out of left field type picks this week. So those are coming tomorrow, man. Y'all check them out. Tell me what you think. I'll tell you this much. I'm going to find my way to double digits. By hook or by crook, your man Louie Tee is coming away with double digit victories. Even after dropping Thursday night. I hate dropping Thursday night football. It's going to do it for me here, man. Remember, we're changing the game. One live feed at a time. I will see you next time. Have a good one.
Broncos won the Super Bowl when Peyton Manning retired. 49ers won 5 games and Tom Sula got fired. RG's in Cleveland and my Rams hit the West.